I gotta film this real quick because I live in Canada and I'm losing the light, but I really wanted to film this Top 5 Wednesday. So this Top 5 Wednesday, I really wanted to film and I want to get it done before I lose all the light because my lighting is natural lighting. But this is going to be a quick video and it's probably one of my favorite topics, even though it's not in general book topic. I'm really excited to be filming this one. I will leave all the information about Top 5 Wednesdays, the creator, the Goodreads group, and everything down below in the comments for you to check out. This week's Top 5 Wednesday is your top 5 favorite fandoms. So I was really excited to see this as a Top 5 Wednesday. So my first fandom, I want to give honorable mention to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is my poster book of the Marvel Cinematic Universe posters. Isn't this gorgeous? I just thought I'd show it off because it's awesome. There's movie posters back here, so like the Avengers. I want to give honorable mention to this one just because I'm a huge fan. I like to see where the movies are going, but I'm mainly a Marvel movie fan because I didn't really grow up with the comic books, and even though I'm reading Miss Marvel and kind of dabbling in some comic books, I find it's really hard for me to jump into the Marvel comic book world because it's not my background or not what I grew up with, but I grew up with movies, so I'm really enjoying these Marvel cinematic movies as well as the TV show. I'm still catching up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I have yet to watch Agent Carter, but I'm a huge Haley Atwell fan, so I'm really excited to see how that's going. So for my fifth fandom, these are actually shows kind of put together, and that is going to be my BBC fandom in general. So BBC includes Sherlock, Merlin, and Doctor Who. So Merlin I loved. It was fantastic. It was a great show. It's an Arthurian legend. It's medieval. It's got magic. It's got dragons. It's got awesome actors. It was amazing. It didn't have top-notch special effects, but it still had fantastic elements to the show, and it ended and broke every part of my heart over and over and over again and stepped on them over and over again. So it starts off on this great happy adventure and then ends in complete depression, but there's still hope at the end. My next fandom is Sherlock. I love the Sherlock series. I enjoy Sherlock. I thought it was an awesome show. I just love the interaction between Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch. Sherlock is a great show and I'm currently caught up for it, and Moffat, we're still waiting, by the way. Still waiting. That's the thing about Sherlock fans. We are extremely patient. My other BBC fandom is, of course, Doctor Who. I am behind, but with Doctor Who, I really like to take my time and enjoy the show. There's so much that goes on that kind of emotionally destroys you that it's sometimes good to take a break. So I'm actually still on the 11th Doctor. The 9th Doctor is my doctor, my first doctor, my favorite doctor, and I'm still missing Donna. I really liked Donna. She's my favorite companion so far of all time. But I'm hoping to get caught up with the show again. I'm planning on starting right back up and going to keep going because I saw some spoilers, sneak peek previews of this season's Christmas special and I got really excited, so I need to get back into that. Fandom number 4 is Star Wars, and this has just been recently rekindled with The Force Awakens. That was a fantastic movie, and I loved this so much better than the prequel trilogies because it had everything that I grew up with and loved in this movie. So I could go on and on and on about how much I loved The Force Awakens, but it was everything I wanted and so much more. J.J. Abrams, you are a genius. I loved it. We had A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi all on VHS. We had them taped off a TV, and they are my favorite movies just because they're just really fun. But all my life growing up, I wanted to be a Jedi. But all the boys that I would play with would tell me that only boys could be Jedis and girls can't be. So now with The Force Awakens, I say, ha, take that. I am so excited to see where this fandom is going. And my fandom number 3 is Star Trek. I was born and raised a Trekkie. In fact, in 1987, which is when I was born, Star Trek Next Generation aired on TV. So I actually grew up with Picard, Riker, Data, and all those fantastic people. I grew up with some of the original series that my dad had on VHS, but I wasn't a huge fan, except for, of course, the Trouble with the Tribbles episode. We grew up with some Deep Space Nine, but again, not a huge fan of Deep Space Nine, except for the when they go back in time to the Troubles with the Tribbles episode, if you're seeing a pattern here. I also grew up seeing the premiere and the finale of Voyager, but I never watched all of the in-between stuff, but I know the finale and the premiere of Voyager. I also met Garrett Wang at my first Comic-Con, and it was awesome. He is so cool, and he really loves his fans. So I'm a huge Trekkie, and again, with J.J. Abrams, with his rebooting of Star Trek and Star Trek Into Darkness, you are a brilliant man. I am so excited to see where this reboot is going. Still have the anticipation for the next Star Trek Beyond movie, so there's a lot happening with the franchise right now, and there's a lot happening with the fandom. And I just recently saw the trailer for Star Trek Beyond. I am so excited, and the casting for the Star Trek reboots is perfection. Just absolutely amazing casting for these iconic characters. So I'm so excited to see where this fandom is going. It is a great time to be a nerd right now. My second fandom, I would be shocked if I didn't mention that I am a huge Disney fan. I am a Disney's 90s child. I grew up, was raised, again, on straight Disney movies. The first Disney movie I ever saw was The Little Mermaid. Loved it. Still love it to this day. I absolutely love Disney. I collect every Disney movie I can. I still haven't gotten Aladdin, but it's on my to-get list. I will always be a Disney kid at heart. When I was 18 years old, I got granted a wish from the Children's Wish Foundation, and they asked me what did I want for my wish, and even though I was 18 years old, I got the one thing I've always ever wanted, and my family and I went to Disney World, and it was the best stinking year of my life because I finally got to see that castle in person, and it was awesome. And my number one fandom is The Ringers, aka Middle-earth fandom. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and the reason this one is number one and not Disney is because this fandom in general is just awesome, and this franchise caters to the fans. The producer, Peter Jackson himself, was a huge Middle-earth fan, and even though a lot of people disagree with how he portrayed the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies, I still believe he gave it the respect that an adoring fan would have given to it, and I still enjoy his adaptations to every nth of a degree. They are amazing movies, and my favorite movies that aren't Disney. When the movies first came out, I wasn't a huge fan of them. I didn't really care that much. Then my mom read the first half of The Hobbit. Again, didn't really care that much. But what kind of exploded my love for the fandom is meeting my best friend, who is my walking Middle-earth encyclopedia. She loves Middle-earth, and just watching her enjoy it, and then watching the extended editions of the movies, I kind of started to fall in love with the fandom. And then having read part of The Hobbit, when Peter Jackson announced The Hobbit in production, I was stoked, because I actually read some of the book and had the connection to the book. But again, what I love most about this franchise is that Peter Jackson caters to the franchise. We got production diaries for every movie. We just got to see how this was all being done. So it is so built for the fans, and the actors appreciate that and also respect and have that love for the fans of that fandom as well. My first Comic-Con ever was the year that The Hobbit Unexpected Journey came out, so they had a lot of Lord of the Rings, Middle-earth, and Hobbit actors there. Jed Brophy, Mark Hadlow, and Dino Gorman were the three dwarves that were at Expo my first year, as well as Jed Brophy's son, who plays the child in Arwen's vision that Aragorn and she has in her vision when she's on her way to the Grey Havens. So we had kind of a bonus Lord of the Rings character there. As well, Billy Boyd and Sean Astin, two of my favorite hobbits, were at Comic-Con that year, as well as Craig Parker, who plays Haldir, who is probably my favorite elf aside from Elrod, was there as well. And so there was a huge slew of Lord of the Rings Middle-earth people there at my first Comic-Con, and it was great. My friend and I got photo ops with the dwarf cast, and we got a photo op with the hobbits as well. So I got to hug Sam, and it was amazing, and it was so nice to meet these guys, and they were just so appreciative of their fans. My best friend has a very simple, adorable Pippin costume with like a scarf that she made herself with the same pattern as Pippin's scarf. So when she walked in, I saw the expression on Billy Boyd's face recognizing his scarf. So just that recognition and that admiration for their fans is great. And that's what I love about the Middle-earth fandom, is just the appreciation appreciation the fans have for it, the appreciation that everybody from there has for the fans, and just the books in general are fantastic. So that, of course, is my #1 fandom, Lord of the Rings Middle-earth fandom. So I thought this video was going to be short, but I forgot how much I love this stuff and will end up ranting and raving until no end about all the things that I love. So if you guys are Sherlock, BBC, any of these types of fans, let me know in the comments below. Let's chat it up. It is a fantastic thing to talk about. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.